Hey there everybody, Matt Carter here.
And Jessica Carter from CARTERMATT.com.
This video is going to be about taking a look ahead to AGT The Champions Season 3. And this is going to be an eventful night of AGT Champions coverage. We're going to have up fairly soon our reaction to all the results and some notable performances as well. But here, we want to really tackle, is there a chance at another season? What could it look like? Are the judges okay? Is the format working? And could we even see people like a Marcelito Pomoy, like a duo transcend? Could we see people like Bianca Ryan, the original winner from Season 1, who was on Champions 1 back? We'll talk about all of this stuff as we move along. Before we dive in any further, though, if you like this video, give us a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any other updates that we've got coming up your way. Let's just start with this, though. Do you want there to be an AGT The Champions Season 3?
I do. I enjoy it all. I enjoyed this season a lot. There was a lot that was going on. I mean, I wasn't happy with everything that happened, but I like being introduced to new sort of champions and people that I haven't seen, acts from all over the world. If this season hadn't happened, I never would have been introduced to Marcelito. I never would have been introduced to Angelina Jordan. I mean, these are two singers that I'm now fans of for life. I love them. And so, yes, I do want to see another one. But I don't know that I need to see it right away. Like, that it has to come around next year, same time. Like, let's wait a little bit and get some more champions.
That is the sticking point to me with this, is that, yeah, I of course want to see more of this franchise, because that was sort of the bummer thing about AGT for so many years. You would go on, you'd see these people perform, and then by and large, you would never see any of these people again.
Yeah.
Because unless you are, Terry Fader and you sign an enormous contract, you're probably going to be fairly forgotten within a couple of years.
Yep, it happens.
I love the idea of the show. I do worry, about the talent pool, because the talent pool from season 1 to season 2, there were a lot fewer actual champions of America's Got Talent on this show, and maybe that would be the way in season 3 as well. Ratings wise, it's interesting. This season was down pretty considerably. I mean, we're talking more than 25% in both the demo.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and the total viewers. And yeah, it's hard to really pinpoint, okay, what are the exact reasons for this? I'll say a couple that are on my head, though.
Yeah.
I think that the Gabrielle Union controversy, I think that's a contributing factor. That was all kind of happening at the time that they would be promoting this season.
Yeah.
And, I think it's pretty obvious that that's going to kind of leave a very sour note with many people.
Absolutely.
The other thing that I do sort of wonder about is just, this is the 4th season, effectively, of an America's Got Talent related show in the last 2 years. That is a lot of talent. And just over time, people are going to get naturally, I don't want to say sick of the show,
but a little burnt out. It's a lot.
It is a lot. And it's a lot when you're seeing similar acts. It's a lot when you're seeing similar judges. And it's a lot when you see kind of the same sort of format. I do think the format of AGT The Champions is a problem. And I'm not just saying that because I'm upset about certain people not doing better on this season than they did in the finale, but I'm saying this because it filmed so far in advance that a lot of stuff gets out, a lot of spoilers get out. That ruins the fun for a lot of people online. We don't know who these super fans are.
Yeah, that needs to be revealed. I mean, you don't have to necessarily be like, here's names and here's where they are, but give us even just to have them in the studio and a sort of silhouettes of oh, there's 10 of them, there's 500 of them, there's 1 of them. Give us something. Is there 2 people behind stage making a choice?
Can we hear from some of them during the show? I'm a Texan, so I can make this joke. Let's say they introduce Billy Bob after someone sings, and Billy Bob comes up there and is like, well, yeah, I voted for this person because I feel they're the best. And okay, at least I'm hearing what Billy Bob thinks about these people rather than just taking the word of AGT.
Absolutely. I would like to have a little bit of commentary from these super fans of how they're voting. Because we did before before we got to the end here, there was the whole controversy of what happened with Marcelito, that he had his final song chosen for him. Then we had everything happen with Simon, where he made a comment about how it was predictable. And I would like to then know if those types of comments are actually affecting the superfans. Are they trying to put out what the judges say in their heads?
Yeah.
Are they just focusing on the performances? Or is what Simon's saying actually affecting them? It'd be cool to get, I don't need to hear from all of the superfans unless there's only 3 of them, but I would like some sort of commentary of where they're coming from.
I want to know why they didn't like Brian King Joseph and Junior creative enough. Like, that's the thing I got some big bones to pick with these superfans, but the other thing is just...
Maybe we should be voting in the superfans.
If we're not going to get the vote for the talent, can we vote for the people to say, vote for me, guys, put me in there, I will be your champion.
No, because you're going to put through that magician that I didn't like.
X would X would have been a finalist. He would not have won this season for me, but my love for X remains strong, even if he was disappointing in the semifinals. But no, the thing is really, I want this to be live. Like, I would much rather watch a live show of champions where everyone's getting to vote. I know the criticism for this will probably be they probably wouldn't open it up internationally to people. And then, let's say certain acts, maybe even potentially like a Marcelito or an Angelina, who we both really love, if their fans can't vote as much, I mean, that's going to lead to a perception that it is unfair. Open up the voting internationally. Anybody can vote.
Well, I'm of the opinion, yes, that would be great. But at the same time, I do feel that people like a Marcelito would come into the hearts of everybody that's here.
I would like to think so, yeah.
He became an instant fan for me. And I mean, he has been on some American television out here too. He was on Ellen. So, I mean, that's a huge audience.
Yeah.
To expose him to everybody. And of course he's on YouTube and everybody's on YouTube. Yeah. So I think there is still a way to do that if they're unable to open it internationally.
Yeah, I mean, that might be difficult logistically or whatever. I mean, I think it would be an interesting experiment to do, but I think in general, live shows, they alleviate spoilers, they kind of raise the stakes for all the competition. I mean, it does kind of eliminate the possibility of editing tomfoolery or anything like that going down. I think probably why they don't do it is, my guess is Simon's taping other stuff in the UK around now. Yeah. And then beyond that, it's probably more expensive to do live shows because they film all this and within just like a few weeks, if I remember correctly.
Well, absolutely, because then they would be flying people back and all of that sort of stuff, and that does get expensive.
It does.
But at the same time, I am really over all these shows getting spoiled.
Yeah, I know.
Mean, we're covering Masked Singer. That's getting spoiled all the time. You just covered Power. People were trying to spoil that. They got leaked. Then we've got this. This has been filmed for a while. So that's just my little rant. I'm really over all the spoiling. Yeah. I would really like to just enjoy some shows.
Yeah.
Where we're all on the same page and we're all being surprised at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with people having spoilers. It's just, there's just some impulse people have where they're like, I have the spoilers, I have the power, and it's sort of like they're like going into the bank and holding everyone hostage with them.
It's true, and that's why, even though not everybody's enjoying this season of The Bachelor, I love that it is not spoiled. Nobody knows what's actually happening.
Yeah, I know.
And that is really rad. I'm all over it.
Well, let's talk about the idea now of whether it be a Marcelito or an X or some notable people from season 1. I mean, even heck, a Susan Boyle who didn't win that.
Yep.
Could you bring some of these people back for a season 3? Or would it just feel like, okay, you guys are really just sort of bringing back the same talent over and over again?
Yeah, I think it's tough. I think it's got to be, if you're going to bring back people that didn't win and they already participated, it has to be something like a Marcelito, where it's possible that a comment that a judge made in the finale ruined his chances of actually winning, and it actually wasn't really 100% based on just pure performance. Or that someone like a Brian, that I feel should have been in this finale. Like, I feel like he should have been at least in the top 5 or 10, and he didn't even make it that far. Those are the types of acts that I feel like maybe could come back, and it wouldn't feel like we're just bringing back
people to bring back people.
Yeah, just people to bring back people, or people that did really, really well and placed like 2nd or 3rd, and then we're just bringing them back again.
Well, yeah, my thinking on it is this. I don't know if you bring them back if it's the same exact format where we still have these nameless superfans voting, and I don't even know if all these former AGT Champions contestants would want to come back and do the same thing again. But if you do for season 3 live voting and the audience has their fair share, then it feels like it's something that's different. And then in that way, I would like to see it, because that's the show that I have always wanted, and AGT The Champions has just been keeping it from me these past 2 years. I
think we're going to see another season of it, even with the ratings dip. I'm just not sure that it's going to be next year.
Yeah, I do think the ratings are still good enough for them to want to bring it back again. So I think we probably will. I think it's just a measure of when. Is there enough talent for it? I mean, if you were to pluck like various people from every international edition over the course of a full year, you could probably find a way to figure it out, but, you know, there's all sorts of complications with that, getting visas for everybody. And
well, I also think it really helps their YouTube channel, and we've been watching their YouTube channel. They are pushing their YouTube channel really hard. So I think bringing in a lot of different acts that people may not have heard of, that have big international followings, I think that all of this helps not just the show, but also just their presence on YouTube and social media.
Well, we'll tie this up for now. We'll have more updates down the road on depending on whatever they decide. But do you guys want to see an AGT The Champions Season 3? And if there is one, if you're one of the more internationally inclined viewers on the channel, tell us some people from this franchise you would love to see on it in the comments. And if you did like this discussion, give us a like, subscribe, and you can support us further by checking that link to the CARTERMATT store in the description. And we'll see you here next time.